Namaste and welcome to today's sequence. We are going to start down on the floor. So for those of you that already know me and are back on this channel, welcome back. For those of you that are new here, welcome to this space. I am 25 weeks pregnant. This is a sequence that is suitable for all trimesters. However, of course, you need to be aware of your own contraindications. Without further ado, let's begin. We're going to start in a 90-90 position. Now, for that, it's 90-90 because the front leg is at a 90-degree angle and the back leg is also at a 90-degree angle. Some of you are going to feel like this is putting a lot of pressure on that internal rotation of this leg, which is going to make you almost feel like you need to sit on your side like this. And that's okay, but if you can, start to see if you can move into a space where your pelvis is square. We're just going to start to lean forward over that front leg. If you're really finding this uncomfortable, just remember that you can always raise your hips by placing a block underneath them. We're going to take a deep breath in, lengthen out the hips, and then exhale. See if you can lean into the stretch a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen out of it. Exhale, see if you can start to come forward. Now, of course, if you have a belly restricting you, size restricting you, you can just stay nice and long here. And keeping that pelvis square is going to help you to still get the stretch, even if you are obstructed here. Take one more deep breath in. Release a full breath out. We're going to bring that back knee up to meet the right foot. And I'm just going to bring my right foot in a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to tuck my left foot as close to my body as I can. I'm going to take the hands behind me. I'm going to lift my hips and I'm going to try to tuck my tailbone as best as possible. Now, some of you are going to feel this immediately in your quad. And for those of you, just stay right where you are, right here. If you can, maybe see if you can bring the right forearm. You've got the left leg forward, the right forearm down to the floor. I'm going to take my left arm, I'm going to reach it across that leg and take a deep breath in and reach over and across to start to stretch into the lat. Now, we obviously don't want to take a deep, deep twist, so we're not trying to compress the belly, but we do want to lengthen out. And what we're going to try to do is stretch out through the lats here. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, reach it up and over. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. From there, I'm going to use my hands to just push myself up, coming forward into an all fours position. I'm going to kick my left leg back behind me so that I can come into pigeon pose on this right side. Now again, make any modifications you need to. I am so much more stiff than I thought I would be in pregnancy because you're always told about how flexible you're going to be, but that's really in the joints. I've noticed just how much tightness I have around my muscles. So if you need to raise your hips with a block, that's completely fine. Now we're going to stay upright here. For the moment, take a deep breath in. Release a full breath out. Breathing in. And breathing out. If it's available to you space-wise and flexibility-wise, by all means, feel free to come down. Obviously, I'm a little bit restricted, so I can feel that I'm probably not going to be able to go down in pigeon for much longer without a lot of obstruction there. Having a block here is really great. You can make two fists with your hands or get a cushion, but it just helps you to relax the back of the neck. We're going to take a deep breath in and release a full breath out. I'm going to get you to push yourself up to your hands. Tuck the back toes. This is available to anyone who wishes to take it. You don't all have to take a downward facing dog. You can move straight into child's pose. So for those of you coming into downward dog with me, we're going to push straight back, start to walk out through the back of the legs. This is an inversion. Shake out the back of the neck. getting that Venus return. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you, by all means, just come into an all fours position. You can take an inversion like this. You could even just come straight into a nice wide child's pose. Okay, so for those of you in down dog with me, we're just going to take a nice deep breath in, full breath out. Inhale, we're going to drop the knees down. Everyone else can join us. Let's arch here a little bit, pulling the shoulders back. And you're either moving back into child's pose or downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, pressing back. Beautiful. From here, bring the knees down to the floor, push the hips to the heels, and just take a moment to check in. Let's bring the hands onto the belly, and we'll do some breathing with the belly, feeling your ribs expand on that inhalation. But I also want you to feel like a roundedness through the upper back as you inhale, and then exhale. See if you can feel as though you're closing off the belly here. Inhale through the back body, creating space through the back to breathe, really trying to get those lats to kind of let go because we're stuck in this position the whole time, right? And it limits the movement in our pelvis. Exhale, drawing in. One more breath. Inhale, opening up through the back. And exhale, relaxing the shoulders. Perfect. Let's switch sides. So I'm going to bring that left foot forward, 90-90 on that left and right side, just working to keep the hips upright here. Okay, if you need to sit on a block, sit on 2 blocks. Some of you are going to find you're going to need 5 blocks. Okay, and that's totally fine. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to start to lean forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lean it forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, just moving and finding space in that glute, in those hips. Use the strength of your glute to bring you back up to center, and we'll just bring those legs in. So we're gonna bring the back knee to meet the front foot. Lift the hips, tuck the tailbone. Just really make sure that the foot that is next to your body on the side, the right foot, is tucked in and it's not pointing out to the side. Now, you're either gonna stay here. If you're feeling tight already, you could stay here. Otherwise, forearm down onto the floor. My right arm is gonna come across my right thigh. I'm gonna take a breath in and then twist. Inhale. Exhale, everything really gentle. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Beautiful. Push yourself. We're going to come forward and we make our way into pigeon on that left side. Now remember, we are not asymmetrical beings. We are not going to necessarily have the same level of flexibility on both sides, nor should we always try to strive for it. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping that breath in through the nose. And exhale. And if you're coming with me, we're moving back into downward facing dog. Otherwise, move straight back into your child's pose and enjoy that rest. Good. Pressing back and walking out through the heels. Shake out your head yes and no. Okay, if you have any of that carpal tunnel syndrome that creeps up during pregnancy, by all means, if downward dog is a contraindication for you, just do not do it, right? You can be here, and this is really good. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, press back. Inhale. Exhale, rounding. Inhale. Open up through the front. And then we'll all make our way into a nice wide child's pose here. So take the knees nice and wide. Let your arms come down. Stack the forehead. Stack the hands so that you can rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Make sure you have enough space, just moving clothing out of the way so that your belly has enough space to come down without restriction. Inhaling and exhaling. Take your arms forward, pull forward into an all fours position. I'm going to turn side onto my mat. You don't have to. I'm going to extend the left leg out to the side, tuck my back toes and push my hips back towards my heels, or heel in this case, and then maybe bring my forearm down towards the floor. Dropping my head, holding here. Inhale and exhale. You can take little rocks back and forth as well to just open into the inner thighs. And then we'll pull back up and change sides. Foot out to the side, push the hips back to the heel and bring it back down. Maybe we're going to bring our forehead to the floor. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Coming up, finishing with our last position to just really work that internal rotation. So what I want you to do is knees coming about a fist distance or just over a fist distance apart, but then taking your feet out so that they're on the edges of the mat here. Bringing your forearms down to the floor and just starting to really work through that sensation of internal rotation here. And you'll notice that as you start to move your pelvis back, your femur will naturally want to turn back out, right? Because it wants to resist that internal rotation. But for the sake of this exercise, and if you're feeling funky in your knees, you can fold up your mat. I've done so much knee work today that I can really feel my poor knees are like, can you just give us a break? Take the feet out and then push back and just hold here. Breathing in and breathing out. Noticing where you're carrying that tension, feeling into the capsule. And we'll release and then come down onto our buttocks. Coming to sit like this, I want you to drop the right knee in. Now, as you drop that right knee in, I want you to notice if your buttocks comes off the floor, because what I want you to avoid is letting that happen. And instead, I just want you to let the knee drop in. This is going to help with that internal rotation here. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring it back up to center using the strength of your hip, and then we'll take it to the other side. So left knee drops in, but just make sure that left buttock stays on the floor. So we're just getting really true, honest internal rotation here. And over time, the weight of your knee and your femur should be pulling that leg down a little bit more. I'm just showing you. You can use your opposite foot to kind of help your pelvis stay nice and square here. Beautiful. And then we'll bring it back up to center. Nice, and we can cross the legs in, come to sit up. One side stretch, just to open up again through the lats. Let's take the left arm forward, up and over. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. Beautiful. And then we'll go the other way. Inhale, up and over. Honestly, bliss. Feel free to take this time now to just connect in with your baby, connect in with your breath, yourself. And I will see you again on the mat soon. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.